Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We are today at the camera store showroom with Yuho from Camera Rescue, and we're going through the top 10 most clicked cameras of 2019, and we're going to start with number 10, the Nikon FE2. We're going to go over why it's probably so searched for and some alternatives either in the similar price point or budget options. So Yuho, tell me.
Well, the FE2, as everyone knows, is my favorite camera because it was given to me by my father, and it's my family camera, and I've been carrying it for 15 years. I love the little needle for the light meter, which the FM2 doesn't have. It's quite surprising that it actually won the FM2 and the F2, but the F2 was, I think, the 11th in the results, and the FM2 was the 13th in the results, so it was a very narrow win.
Yeah.
What's special about the FE2 also is that it has a 1/4000th of a second, which is really rare
Fast,
in
yeah.
that age group. It's very small, and well, it's very reliable.
Yeah, it also has the aperture priority, which for a lot of beginners is a very key feature when they're scared of shooting film because they can't see results immediately. Aperture priority is a way to basically set your lens at, f2.8 and then let the camera do the rest.
Yeah. So they sell for around 200 to 250 euros, a good checked version. You can find them for less, but then you're always risking your money. I wanted to also kind of incorporate the other options in that price range because there's a lot of options in the 200 to 300 euro price range. If we go Olympus, you can get almost the pinnacle. Someone say that the OM3 titanium is the pinnacle, but that's like 3,000 euros. But the OM4 titanium you can get for the same money, which is like it doesn't have 1/4000th, but it's significantly lighter.
The good thing that I've seen from the viewfinder and the size of the OM line is the viewfinder is really bright, really big, and they are actually smaller, even though they very much look the same. But you see them from the top, and they're quite small. This one's carrying a lens, but remember the Olympus OM line has the shutter speeds on the bayonet, so it's a good option, I think, and the line of OM lenses are very, very good.
Yeah, and they're very small.
Yeah.
Lenses is a very big question in this price range because the Nikon is the most expensive lens. Well, there's only Leica R lenses and Contax Yashica card size lenses that are more expensive. Everything else is cheaper. But even in the Contax Yashica lineup, there is the 51.7 planar, which is said to be the most, the sharpest 50 millimeter ever. And you can pair it with the Contax 167 or 139, and you can get pretty much the same quality or like the same
specs,
as the FE2, and you pay less
and a sharper 50, which is good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, then what else did we choose here? You have the F3, or you want to go with the FM2?
Well, yeah, like the F3, I think that the main point is that it's maybe 30% more expensive.
But it's the professional version of a Nikon.
When these came out, it was double the price. So it's still a better value if you think in that terms, but it is clearly more.
But you have removable. You have more specs like removable prism. Focusing screen. It doesn't go all the way to 4,000, but it does 2,000. But at the end of the day, you're buying a professional quality camera that was used for decades.
Yeah.
And this is still professional, but it was more maybe advanced amateur.
Yeah.
And this was professional. The F3 line was forever long, so you can find a lot of them.
If you find a good copy of the F3 for 30% more than FE2, I would go for that.
Yeah.
And with the FE2, you have to remember that if you don't have it, buy it from somewhere that it's checked with a checking, the 1/4000 won't probably
won't be
work.
1/4000 or won't
Or,
work.
I mean, it will probably be 1000 or so. So it's not.
Okay.
The fastest speed isn't.
Then
that
we
big.
go to the FM2.
Yes, the FM2 is obviously the big name. I think it mainly the FE2 only won it in the click competition because there is an FM2N, and half of the people Google for that, and half of the people Google for the FE2.
Yeah, so there's more options or versions of this one than this one. Also, I see it doesn't have aperture priority, which is probably something, as I said, and beginners are looking for that feature for ease of use.
Yeah, and I mean it's this one needs only a battery for metering. This one only has one
mechanical speed.
Mechanical
250 M, it says there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like these are essentially the same. There is the cheaper versions or the previous versions, the FM and the FE. They go only to 1/1000 of a second, but they are half the price.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of options in the Nikon SLR 300-ish euro and lower. Okay, and then?
And then we still have from the Nemesis, the Canon F1. Canon F1 is what Nikon's F3 is for Canon, but it's much cheaper. It's the same price as a FE2. So you can feel that it's a very, very robust, camera.
Yeah, interchangeable prisms and focusing screen. One thing with the F1 is you have the first F1, then the new F1, and the F1N.
Yeah.
So you want to check which one would be the option that suits your use the best, because I know the batteries changed and a couple other things changed. But yeah, Canon, I'm a Canon FD shooter. And I really would want to get one of these one day.
Yeah, and the main issue with them is that the lenses are 1/3 of the price as to Nikon if you don't go into the L series lenses, which have gone high because they are being mounted for video use. No.
Yeah, for those who don't know and maybe haven't heard, Canon had the FD mount, which was manual focus only. When AF came in, Canon could not adapt FD mount to that, even though there's a couple weird lenses there. But then they changed to the EF or EOS line. So that's why these lenses are usually a good deal for manual focus, unless not like Nikon that managed to keep the same mount throughout digital and AF mount. So that's why these lenses usually have a little higher price point to the Canon FDs.
Yeah.
So,
and I think what we're going more into the Canon FDs later in the list, but there's a few still that we didn't have here at the showroom. The Pentax LX is definitely there in the price range and in the amount of functions it has. And then there's the Nikon FA, which should be very much the same in terms of quality.
If you want to hear more information about this, Camera Store did a top 10 cameras of 2019. There's a whole article that I'll link below. We made a video going through them, but this would be basically one off each camera, so you can, get to see the alternatives to the top 10 cameras. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any comments or doubts, remember you can reach me or Yuho or Camera Store, and we'll see you in the next one.